I saw a post that was concerning to me, so I want to send a shout out. I want to send love, thoughts, and prayers to Melyssa Ford, wherever she is, whatever she's going through. I saw something on the gram yesterday. I haven't spoken to her, but
Joe Budden says he hasn't spoken to Melyssa Ford since the hospital pic. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Melyssa Ford posted a hospital pic on Instagram yesterday in her story where it appeared that she was bedridden or she had some type of procedure done or she may have been doing a movie. But what was interesting is that on the subsequent episode, Joe would reveal that he hasn't spoken to her. Now, this leaves many of the listeners confused about what may be going on. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say this is all fake, this is all COE, aka content over everything. But I think the podcast has kind of this moral high ground that they take when it comes to certain situations. Like, they'll joke about certain things. Health is not something they would do. That would be another level of troll that I think they would not broach. There was also allusions to what else may have happened throughout the episode. They talked about Molly Curran and her departure from First Take and ESPN, with Mark Lamont straight up asking, would you handle a co-host departure like Stephen A. Smith did when Molly left?
now
You
that's
taking
how,
notes on that?
now that's how that's.
If one of us were to depart, to be able to write something like that.
Now, that was telling to me because I feel like that is currently what's happening with the podcast. And then there was another situation where Joe Budden mentioned someone taking pictures if they get hurt. So there's a lot of encompassing details that we have to acknowledge. And I know there's a lot of reactors out there trying to stay away from whatever Melyssa Ford posted on social media, but I'm sorry, we got to talk about it because I think there's a situation brewing. And when that situation brews, I don't want to look back and be like, oh, I didn't broach it because I see something happening. Well, let's call it for what it is. Some people are going to get mad at me. I think that Melyssa Ford was seeking attention with that post. Now, I'm not saying it's bad that she did it, but I'm trying to investigate why did she do it, especially because she hasn't been on a pod in damn near a month. It's about to be a month soon. Like in a couple of days, it's going to be exactly a month. And while many people have hinted that she said she was going to disappear or that she said she was going to film a movie, throughout the history of the podcast, there has been no co-host who has been allowed to leave the show for a whole month. And to double down on this, it's fourth quarter. This is literally the most important part of the year. Joe Budden does not want to be handling a transition during the peak listening point of the year. You got Cam Show, you got Charlemagne's Breakfast Club. They're all amping up while Joe Budden is in the mud trying to drive through, and one of his co-hosts is MIA, and I think that's what's happening. She's missing in action. I think something went down, then she disappeared, and now she's gone. And if you look at the narratives that are circling, something has to be true. First, there's the narrative that she's going through some type of mental health crisis because of what may have happened on the show. Then she's not speaking to anybody. So I think it's looking really lawsuity. Not saying it's going to happen, but it looks a little bit lawsuitish to me. It looks a little bit, I'm trying to figure out how to come back. And that's another lane we got to talk about is if she comes back, things will never be the same. She essentially has to go, or if she does come back, she's not going to be there for long. And while Joe was saying that he hasn't spoken to Melyssa Ford after her being sick, Ish and Ice look hella weird. Like they look like, what's going on? Then you have Mark Lamont Hill on Spaces talking about he hasn't spoken to her.
Mark, you see Melyssa's page?
Who we talking about?
Melyssa Ford.
Oh, I know a lot of Melissas.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. I saw the page. Yeah, I think I saw it from you.
Is she all right? Everything okay?
I have no idea. I haven't. I've been working all day. We were shooting the Mark and Ian show today.
Oh, when was the last time you talked to Mel?
Same as the last time you guys asked. I haven't spoken to her since.
I don't know the answer to that. I wasn't here.
Oh, y'all gotta tune into the Stop All the Time and follow him on Patreon as well.
You spoke to her.
It's been a few weeks.
Yeah, so you didn't speak to her since then?
No?
Oh, okay.
Was I supposed to?
You didn't
No.
check on her? She's in the hospital. Ain't that your friend? Like, you see her in the hospital, like, yo, you good?
I just found out right now, we're seeing Melyssa Ford at the hospital, question mark. And so I'm here to find out all the info. What happened to her?
Yo, coming to Danny and not your friend is crazy, don't you think?
I just found out 32 seconds ago. I didn't even know if it was serious because I saw a question mark.
She posted on Instagram, Mark. I don't know if you're aware.
I've been shooting the Ian and Mark show all day, so no, I didn't get a chance to see it. But check out the Mark
You
and
know,
Ian
when I
show
was
on the Joe Budden Network. Go to Patreon. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do.
Now that could have been performative. He is a content over everything type of guy, especially when he's on the Joe Budden podcast. So we are going to have to see how this all plays out. I think it's impossible for her to be doing a movie that takes this long and for her not to be on the podcast, especially with Joe Budden countless times saying that he believes in continuity, and it's not feasible for me. It's not at all feasible for me. But let me know what you think in the comments. Do you believe that Joe Budden and Melyssa Ford are at odds? Is it possible that she quit the show and is looking for some type of reimbursement as a result of her time on the show? Let's once again go through the facts. About a month ago, there was an episode where Melyssa Ford would appear on the Patreon. Then when they came back from what appeared to be some type of awkward conversation, she wasn't on the show. And that moment would be referenced by Imani, where he would say that he didn't think that conversation would broach into something that was completely controversial for members of the cast. And Mark Lamont Hill saying that it looked like there was a melee at the podcast and it looked like essentially World War III. And then there's Joe Budden going on Spaces trying to figure out what's going on with the fan base, trying to figure out what's going on with Melyssa Ford. So there's a lot of seizing of the narrative. People are trying to control the narrative. Melyssa Ford posts a picture on Instagram. Joe Budden's on Spaces saying, ain't nobody see nothing. Y'all running with narratives.
Can I just correct one little part of that? You didn't see Mel walk off any show.
My bad.
The last time y'all saw Mel, she did not get up irate, mad, and walk off. That didn't happen. Y'all are just nosy.
Yeah, but Mark did allude to I forgot how he framed it, but he said it was a blow up.
Yeah.
And then she was off the next cut.
No, I didn't. No,
Mark, all they do is lie.
And I'm sorry, I've been doing this channel for 4 years. Anytime somebody is trying to control the narrative, it's because something happened. You look at it with Julian and Rory. Julian gets let go, whatever. Rory goes on Spaces to tell his side of the story. Julian goes on Spaces to tell his side of the story. There's a initial quiet phase where people are trying to feel each other out, like the early rounds of a boxing fight. What is this person going to say? What is this person going to do? It's going to tell me how I need to react. Same thing with Kaz and Flagrant 2. Remember when they broke up? Initially, Kaz was quiet. But then as people started to speak, Kaz spoke. And I'm bringing all of these podcast breakups because there usually is a rhythm to it. There's a rhythm. And I am okay if I'm wrong. If she comes back and everything's fine, I'll admit it. But if she comes back and everything's not fine, everything looks awkward, then I'm going to be like, yo, something is weird. Something is up. And it's even boiling over into other aspects of the show involving Queen's Flip. Queen's Flip hasn't been the same since Melyssa Ford walked out that door. He's been terrible. And a lot of fans are noticing that with him not being able to dogpile on Mel, it seems like he has a limited game plan and can't really conversate in the way that he does when she's there. I encourage everybody who's watching this video to please do the science and let me know what you think. And if you believe that this is just a rollout, I think there's a new type of approach that comes when it is involved in podcasting, because there's been so much speculation about the Joe Budden podcast, about who's going to be fired, who's going to be let go, that now there is a new subset of fans who take the opposite opinion of there's controversy. It's, oh, it's a rollout. You know, the cynics, the nihilists. And I got to be honest, man, I'm seeing other reactors trying to stay away from this. And it saddens me a bit because I think to myself, ain't the goal of us to try to get to the bottom of stuff? Not necessarily to just take whatever they say at face value? Come on, son. We're supposed to do the science. We're not supposed to cater to the narrative that they're feeding us. And that's what I will never do on this channel. I don't care if Joe or Ian calls me and tells me, hey, buddy, everything's okay. What you're saying is wrong. No, I got to listen to what everybody's saying. And only time will tell where Melyssa Ford falls on all of this. And I wish her a speedy recovery if she is indeed sick to the extent that she's taking pictures from her hospital bed. But I do wonder what it means for the Joe Budden Show. And whatever happens, we will be covering it here on The Stop. All right, y'all, that's my video for now. We will probably have a resolution to this real soon because I don't think Joe's going to let Melyssa Ford miss this many episodes because the speculation is now feeding the actual drama. And I think the reason why they're not revealing stuff is because the truth, they just don't want it out there right now. And if the truth was something light to bear, they would share it with all of us. All right, y'all, this is Danny from The Stop. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, The Stop TV. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, The Stop TV. And also tap in with my Patreon, The Stop. This is Danny from The Stop. Peace.